There's some weird dudes out there.
Yeah.
The more
Tell
money,
us about
these girls have met them.
Oh, yeah.
more money they make, the more their net worth is, the weirder they are.
The weirder they are, the more entitled they are, the more arrogant they are, and the less charismatic they are. Ooh, I think I just went off.
It seems to be a pattern, doesn't it, that you guys are finding?
Mm-hmm. But some of them are really fucking good at sex, especially the ones that are super smart, like autistically smart. Well, I don't know about yours, but... Oh, sorry. I guess I was supposed to say that.
Lily almost fell out of her chair.
Welcome to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Here's your host, Marcus.
Welcome to another episode of Secrets of a Sugar Daddy, the #1 sugar dating podcast in the world, where we pull back the curtains on the good, the bad, and Lily.
The cleavage.
Did I
The
say
cleavage.
Kimmy? I said Lily. You weren't. I said
Pull
Lily.
back the curtain on
I
the
know,
cleavage.
but I'm looking at it. You said Lily, and I looked over and I saw her nice cleavage, and I need to point it out.
I keep forgetting this is the Kimmy show.
Oh, today it's about Lily.
Well, no.
Oh, goodness. I'm pretty sure last week was about Lily.
I hope you guys
give
enjoyed
Lily a
last
break.
week's episode. That one might have been the craziest episode we've ever released.
Oh, gosh.
If you haven't heard it yet, go listen to it. But we got into some very interesting
My friend Bruce
water sport
Almighty.
projects.
Bruce Almighty.
Water polo is a great sport.
Yeah.
The more I edit that episode, the more I'm convinced Bruce Almighty's a pervy perv.
Well,
He's a naughty boy.
but we like Bruce Almighty.
We love him.
Yeah.
He's funny.
Yeah, we're going to have him back. But you know what? We've got another sugar daddy in the studio today. Usually it's hard to get the men to come in because they want to be a little bit more discreet. But we've received some correspondence from someone who actually has been in the lifestyle for quite a while, has helped a lot of people, written some blogs and articles, and we're going to have him tell us all about it. So welcome, Tyler.
Thanks, Marcus. I'm happy to be here today.
So I met you last night, and you told me you just found the podcast like a month and a half ago.
I did, beginning of December, yep.
Yeah, so... and you've already powered through all the episodes
74, 75 now, right?
at that point, yeah.
Yeah, I'm editing 77 right now.
How did you find us?
I was searching for a podcast for this lifestyle. I was actually thinking about starting one myself.
Yeah.
On advice of another sugar baby. And I found yours. There's a couple sugar baby ones out there. And
Yeah.
there's one that's been out there for a long time. I've actually chatted with her, but there's nothing like you doing it. So I wanted to see what you were doing and how you were approaching it. It was really interesting. You know, you started with your OG Amy.
Yeah.
You moved on, and now it's become a soap opera.
It really has,
Yes.
hasn't it?
And every
What is up with Kimmy and Lily this
Kimmy,
week?
Kevin, Lily.
Yeah.
Angie pops in here. It's now it's as as the sugar turns, right? Or going into sugar list.
You know what?
So,
There might be some sub episodes right there. Amy is still a big part of our culture and our lifestyle and stuff. She's just very, very busy, and she's having a lot of problems. She's on and off the site, and she's just having a lot of problems meeting the right guys. Whereas we have different experiences from Kimmy and Lily, who meet some very interesting gentlemen, has had a lot of success and a lot of stories to tell.
Interesting good or interesting bad?
Yeah. Well, I
or
think
interesting terrifying in our girl Amy's case.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
She's had a little stalkerish stuff going on.
Yeah, she just called me
Recently?
today and
Yeah.
said one of her guys was stalking her.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So
What?
that's kind of why we started the podcast, Tyler, was to try to help men become better sugar daddies, maybe in the relationship side.
right.
Not only do you got to attract the women, but you got to act like a man. And-
Absolutely. Got to be a gentleman the whole time.
Right.
Fortunately, there's a lot of douches out there. So
Yeah.
I've always emphasized that too when I've talked to the other men in chat rooms and stuff like that. So,
Well, give us a little bit of your background and your kind of how you got to this point, and a little bit of your correspondence with some owners of the website or the personnel of the website that had you write the articles.
about 2008, my marriage was falling apart. And so I wanted to look at alternatives.
Mhm.
I didn't want to go. I actually had hope that the marriage would actually work out.
How long were you married?
At that point, about 15 years, I think.
Okay, about the same as me.
Yeah. And I could easily have an affair at the office and stuff, but I didn't want to go that way. So I looked at this. I knew about the site from something I had read.
Now, it was fairly new back then, right?
It was. And so I created a profile, but I didn't do anything with it.
Mm-hmm.
I let a couple of years go by hoping things would work out, but they didn't. So I tried Ashley Madison. That didn't work out because, as you probably all know, that was 99% of the women were bots
Oh,
or employees. And then they had their database got hacked.
But
Yeah.
don't you think there's bots on Seeking too?
There is
For sure.
100%. So my name was actually in that hack.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I had people trying to blackmail me, so I was like, I'm out. I had to get out of that fast.
I do remember something about that. It got breached, yeah.
They were trying to get me to pay them bitcoins to not reveal my name and address, but I used it wasn't my real name and address.
So you're like, fuck you.
Yeah, Bitcoin was only like $1,200 back then.
Oh, man.
God,
Yeah, so
I need some of that.
it was nothing. So then eventually I decided to try this way because it's non-committal
Mm-hmm.
and you can have fun. And I don't work normal hours. It's easy for me to meet people out, not have to worry about what's going on at home. So I gave it a try.
Okay, so you got divorced, or did you
No.
start it before you were divorced?
I started before I was divorced.
Oh.
Yeah.
And what industry are you in?
I'd rather not say. But I
Oh,
work
okay.
for a large corporation that you guys all know.
Oh.
But I have a
okay.
lot of side jobs, or not jobs, but little hustles
Yeah.
that I make money on, and I've done very well in the stock
Everybody needs a
market.
side hustle, right, Kimmy?
You sure do.
Kimmy got a few side hustles.
Oh yeah, we do over here.
So you were at the end of your marriage then?
It was, I was actually still trying to save it, but she was not, unfortunately.
Okay.
But we stayed married for a long time. She needed health insurance,
Yeah.
and
That's a big motivating factor.
So-
That and the kids.
yeah,
Did you have kids?
yes,
Okay.
Was she poisoning you?
no.
Are you sure?
Well, no, I'm not sure.
She could
Oh,
have been poisoning you.
It's always a possibility.
But that would have been counterintuitive because she would have lost her health insurance.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Oh, but there might have been some life insurance.
Oh,
Yes. Healthy.
I
healthy life
I told you,
insurance.
Tyler, this show can take turns at
Yes.
the
Speaking of-
most unexpected moments.
Speaking of life insurance, what's your body count?
Oh, good Lord.
Already?
Wait, no. you nut.
It's not that high, actually.
What? I'm gonna guess 7,
It's
12.
If he's been on since 2008, it's much higher than
Oh, I'm gonna guess 37.
No, it's not that high.
really.
Because I go into long terms.
Okay.
Do you keep count?
If I think about it, I can keep.
Yeah.
I would know.
And are all of the people in your body count the same gender?
They are, yes.
You know, she
I'm
asked
just
that
jumping
question.
on the Kimmy bandwagon.
Yeah, Kimmy asked that question last week. We're like, "What are you doing?" And then, of course, Lily goes, "You know, we should have asked him how many of those were male."
Yeah.
It's always a possibility in
It is a
this day
possibility.
and age. You never know.
A
Yeah.
lot of
You know,
people
even
are out
I,
there.
even I walked into a strip club the other day and I said, you know what? I might just be a homosexual.
People are out there exploring all sorts of things.
Oh yeah, Lewis and Clark style.
Right. So, Tyler, back to your story. Gotta reel
Lewis
these two
and
in every now and then.
Clark Style.
Anyway,
That's part of the fun.
so you created a profile and started
I did.
meeting.
I didn't message right away.
Okay.
I went through. I wanted to see what was out there
Mm-hmm.
to see if I could do it. Because I'm not a 1%er. I'm about a 3%er. So
Good enough.
exactly. And that's what I found out is that most of these people, most of the girls are fine with that. So I went through 500 profiles before
Wow.
I messaged anybody.
Really?
Yep. I actually kept track. I like numbers. So
Are you in data analytics? You got an Excel sheet?
I'm not, but I'm really good at it and I like numbers.
So how? Just to get a kind of an age, how old are you now?
I'm 57.
57. So this was what, 15 years ago? So you were in your
yeah.
40s when you
Yeah.
joined the site.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm just curious, was your search from, the default 18 to 100, or did you have a certain range that you were looking at?
Yeah, those 100-year-old women, they're hot.
Yeah, that's the default.
Yeah, I didn't go really young. I started at 25,
Oh, okay.
and I went to 32. 25 to 32 is kind of my sweet spot.
That's your sweet spot.
Yeah, but I've been not so much on the younger range, but on the higher end.
Yeah.
Both ways. But mostly
So you
right
would have
in-
missed both our co-hosts.
I would
Yeah,
have.
we were not
They
in
would
your
not
filter.
have not appeared in your
I still
search.
looked at them.
Filtered out.
I looked at all of them, but I found most of the younger ones.
Yeah.
There were so many fake ones in there.
Right.
They have one sentence and
Yeah.
super hot pictures.
I'm looking to fall in love with the man of my dreams.
Well, let me tell you, if you're interested in arrangement, I have a friend. She's 400 pounds, and if you bang her and
Oh,
she says
good
that it was
Lord.
good, then maybe you can take a ride on this train.
So this is Kimmy
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
with other guys on the site for entertainment purposes. Clearly,
Highly entertained.
clearly, she has nothing else better to do at night.
Absolutely. Well, actually, lately I've been getting down dirty.
Oh,
Well, I'm not super lately. Just last night. That's why I walked in here and I was all, I just had sex.
yeah. Well, maybe we'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah. Let's keep it going.
I still have a ton of questions for Tyler.
Me too.
I'm glad Tyler brought some notes. He's going to keep us on track here. A little structure. So that's one thing we are lacking in this podcast is structure.
Listen.
But maybe
We don't
that's what
need
makes
any
it
of
so
that.
popular. I
Yeah,
don't know.
no, none of us new folk.
Yeah.
Yeah, structure's way overrated.
It is overrated coming from somebody in a profession that used to have a lot of structure, Lily.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no
I'm letting
structure.
loose.
Your boobs are looking great today.
Thank you.
Tyler,
I didn't notice.
Tyler, what do you think?
Oh, yeah, they're fabulous.
So-
Yeah, wow.
Our,
Woo!
our last guest had Lily in his contact book as busty brunette, which
She
the
sure
busty
is.
part
I'm
was
more of a
fine.
dirty blonde than
Yeah.
a
She
brunette.
is a dirty blonde. Yeah, definitely not a brunette.
But busty brunette kind of flows nicely.
It's yeah. I
Does.
thought it was cute.
All right, so Tyler, how did you finally meet somebody?
I found someone that was in my wheelhouse, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I started messaging them, and I made an arrangement one day, or a setup to go have a meet.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually wrote a story about this on one of my blogs. I didn't have my regular car, so I had to bring my pickup truck.
Yeah.
So I was a little embarrassed. Like, oh, that doesn't fit this
Did you guys bang in
lifestyle
the
at
back of
all.
the truck?
We did not, no. She did not show up.
Oh, you got stood up on the first one?
Yes, I'm like, wow, this really sucks. And she started texting me like crazy. I'm sorry. She had a kid, and the kid was sick, and so she was up all night and fell asleep. So I decided to believe her. I have a little soft spot.
Well, at least she didn't ask you to send babysitting money ahead of time.
She did not.
Yeah.
She was actually very good about it. So we met
Okay.
again, and then we went out for lunch.
Okay.
And went.
So she did show up the second time.
What
You
kind
did.
of car do you drive?
It varies. Mostly Audis.
What were you wearing? You told me to ask questions. Okay, look at me. I'm asking questions.
Yeah, but
and now
they
you're
have-
laughing at them.
They have to have some relevance to the whole
Actually,
conversation.
Pretty much this right here.
Oh,
Except
well, that's
I had
so-
a tie on.
So
I
he's
had a
dressed
tie.
in a nice dress shirt and blazer, which is a very good look. I think that's a nice professional way to meet people on their first meet and greet, right?
Yeah,
I-
Tyler's a snappy dresser.
Being in Arizona, I come a lot like very cool, casual.
You come a lot?
Let's explore that.
I don't know what to do with you today. I'm thinking about putting you in the corner, and when
Go to
when,
timeout.
when we're ready, we're gonna raise our hand.
Okay, we can have a little bit of fun and laughter in the education process.
Yes.
Look, we're learning and laughing.
Yeah.
The two.
Okay. Well,
Anecdotes.
I'm real curious with Tyler. So, did this one go anywhere?
It did. And she ended up being my first sugar baby.
Okay.
Interesting enough, because you guys have talked about catfishing
Yeah.
on here.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get catfished by her on looks, but on weight. She was heavier than all her pictures.
Yeah,
It was-
and that's probably the biggest complaint because they do look a lot like the filters now are a little deceiving, But for the most part, I'll show up and I say, okay, I can believe the facial part, but then the weight part, that's what really gets you.
Yeah. It didn't really bother me. I don't mind little meat on the girls.
Yeah, you like them big bodied?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
So maybe we
Big
should
body
introduce him
bends.
to your 400-pound friend.
I'm down for that ride.
So you were fine with the little extra weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was super sweet, and we got along really well.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's not a deal killer. It's just you just kind of like to know what you're getting into, though. up front.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What did that first arrangement look like
well.
in terms of time and money?
She actually guided me a lot. I learned quite a bit from her because she had experience.
Okay.
She was a go with the flow person,
That's wonderful.
and she never asked for babysitting money, but I gave it to her every time.
Well, good for you. That's good.
And we would go out for like a lunch date or whatever, and then I'd take her grocery shopping
Mm-hmm.
because she needed food for her kid and stuff. And,
Yeah.
And then, if we went to the hotel, and in Georgia, the amounts are pretty low. This was a number of years ago. So if you did like
Do
a pay
tell.
per meet,
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm scared.
Pay per
Yeah.
play.
Well, before he gets into that, I went to Atlanta area 4 years ago, and I thought they were extraordinarily high, what people were asking out there, because I changed my profile location to that area. At that time in Arizona, 200 to 300, maybe 4 was on the high side. I go to Atlanta, it was like 700.
Well, that was before the housing here just tripled. And
Well, I know now we've caught up to that, but I thought that area was high. What was it back
well,
15 years
she
ago?
was really rural Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was, you do 200 to 250
Yeah.
is what was normal.
And that's
It
about
actually still kind of is.
what it was when I started over 6 years ago, almost 7 years ago.
If you go in Atlanta proper,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be higher for the most part.
Yeah.
But you remember back then on Seeking Arrangement, the girls could put the amounts on there, what they were looking for.
no way. That was
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah, so
They've changed a lot.
They
There's
put
a
a
lot of
range in
information.
there what they were
Dang
looking
it.
for, so you could add that as your search feature. So I didn't ever
Yeah.
look for the girls that wanted 5,000 or more.
That's some
I didn't look
motherfucking hogwash.
Yes.
Bargain shopping.
100%. Oh, the site's changed a lot since we first started.
I want the thrift store sugar baby, please.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a nice portly sugar baby.
I would like the yard sale price, and I would like to bargain that.
Now, Lily, she is my assistant. She helps me furnish my Airbnbs and find furniture. And I tell you, she is the best bargain shopper you've ever met in your life.
I love it.
Like people literally say like $400 or $500 for a couch. She's like, I'll tell you what, $200 and we'll pick it up today.
Cash.
Well, so many people don't show up to these things.
I
Like
know.
Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
If you show up with cash,
I know.
they're like, yeah, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
So she was your first. Did you do a PPM or how did you? Or you just kind of took care of her bills or?
A little bit of everything, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was the norm at the time, but
Mhm.
she was so cool about it, and
Now,
it just flowed really well.
what was the age gap?
Good question. 22 years, I believe.
Okay. And how long did this go on, and why did it end?
About 6 to 8 months,
Okay.
and then I ended it.
Why, pray tell?
Actually, I learned something from you, a terminology. She was kind of a princess pillow.
A pillow princess.
Oh,
I did
yeah.
that backwards. And I'm very dominant, need a little bit more. So
Ain't nobody got
I
time
just-
for a pillow princess.
I don't know, man. I like being a pillow princess.
Kimmy likes being a pillow princess.
No, I put in the work.
You do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get on top and give you a good time.
She's
Okay.
gonna ride you like a bucking bronco.
God damn, I will. My mama didn't raise no.
Yeah. No, it can be a little frustrating sexually when somebody's not quite there on your same level. I get it. And then there's some people that you're just like, well, I can't handle you.
It's like too much,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
Pillow princess to rodeo princess.
Sure am.
Rodeo princess.
Mm-hmm.
Kimmy, are you a rodeo princess?
Oh, hell yeah, I am.
No, you're not.
Oh, yeah.
Don't lie. Don't lie to our audience. All right. So that one ended, and where did you go? Now, at what point did your marriage finally end? Or are you still married?
legally, I am.
You are legally?
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
we haven't
15
been-
years ago?
Yeah, we haven't been together for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Not well.
No.
What's the point? Cheaper to keep her?
No, actually, it's not. But
It's not.
it's just how it went. It's a long story,
Yeah.
and this is only an hour-long podcast.
Right. So I'm curious, do you know about her exploits or does she know about yours?
No, she doesn't know what he is.
No.
No.
Are there children?
Yeah, he said they
Yeah.
were children earlier.
Oh, so is it weird for the kids that you guys are still married but you're not together?
I've never asked them, but
Do you live together?
probably. No, we don't live together.
Oh, so what's the point of even still being married?
It's a long story.
Oh, you're Mormon?
No.
Islam?
No.
Buddhist?
No.
Okay, so we ditched the pillow princess. Did that end gracefully?
It did.
She took it okay?
Well, I think
you-
she was disappointed.
Did you tell her why?
I did. I actually had another issue. I had a medical issue
Okay.
with ED,
Okay.
but I didn't know it, and it was a medication I was taking.
Mm.
So I had to work that out before I went back in.
Well,
And my urologist figured it out really quick. So
if you listen to our episode with Dr. Sexberry, yeah, you know what? I just looked at some charts. She's number one, like so many countries. Her podcast is doing great.
Yeah, she's
She's
good.
an impressive woman.
Anyway, she said that 20% of 20 people in their 20s have ED, and then it goes up 10% a year. So 50% of men in their 50s are battling this, and it just continues to go up. So it's more common than it's not.
right.
Yeah.
But mine was medication
Mhm.
related, so it's gone now. It's not an issue anymore at all.
Yeah.
So
That's wonderful news.
yes, it is.
That's
So-
great news for my 400-pound friend. We're going to get down and dirty.
Well, I took
Rodeo. Style.
Reverse ED style.
yeah. I took a sugar baby out for her birthday the other night, and she on my Instagram story, and she said she was 26. Anyway, so then I'm getting friends going, 26? Are you using the blue pill? And I'm like, fortunately, I'm not. I don't have to yet, but I'm sure there's going to be a day.
Hey, if you work out and you drink beet juice, you don't have to.
Beet
Oh,
juice.
let me tell you something.
Is that the key?
I
Yeah.
have not had sex in over a month. I've been working. No, I haven't.
I
And
thought you said you had
that's a
sex this
lie.
morning.
Well, yeah, this morning. But then that was the first time after a really long time, okay?
Okay, the massage was technically sex.
It was not. There were
You-
wandering fingers into an oasis.
Yeah, that's sex.
No, I don't think so. See, in the Mormon culture, maybe.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
but we're not in no Mormon town. All right, out here in the Wild West, if there's no penile
Penetration.
then it's not real sex.
Why
So-
are we talking Southern all of a sudden? Southern, like a Southern preacher.
Well, she's with me. I'm
Yeah,
from the
yeah.
South.
Getting up
Yeah,
on
and
that.
that's-
Oh,
You
you're
are
the
the
and,
teacher.
that's, and that's my name. So.
Southern SD, right?
Yes,
Oh,
that's
I
correct.
love that.
Yeah.
Well,
so.
regardless, I've been working out a lot. And so the last time I had sex, I was like just starting to work out. Now I've been like really strong. I feel way stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, I was riding for a long time. I think he was very impressed with me.
Well, I'm very impressed with you, and we'll talk about it all later.
Yeah, it was wonderful. So I definitely recommend working out
Well,
for,
that's a well-known. That's a good for you.
yeah. But I'm just telling you,
Mm.
I have living proof. It
Okay.
happened.
There you go.
Experiment.
Okay, so Tyler,
He got the ED
You
thing fixed.
ended
I
it
did.
with the pillow princess. You fixed your functions, and then what?
I dove back into the site. I let it lapse, and then I paid again, of course, because we have to pay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just started looking again and went on a few meet and greets. Here's a really ironic thing. Before COVID, I've had 99.9% where the sugar baby wanted to have a second meet with me. I only had one girl that had met over this whole time up until COVID that did not want to have a second meet with me. And she only met me to pick my brain.
Really?
But, yeah, I figured that out later. But
Well, your batting percentage is very high.
It's-
Mine is well below par then.
I really go through profiles very well. And I look for things. I look at the pictures.
Okay.
And I look at their narrative,
Mm-hmm.
and I pick out stuff. So I get really good at picking who I want to meet.
You're good at matchmaking for yourself.
Yeah, correct. Which I didn't know I had that ability, but apparently I do.
And you went as far as helping other people with their profiles and,
I did.
how to structure them. And
Yep. Lots of them, actually.
yeah.
So what's the number one biggest mistake you see sugar babies making on their profiles?
Terrible pictures. And they got the dirty bathroom picture, which is like,
You know what? I
it's
see
almost
that
like
a
stereotype,
lot.
but it's not a stereotype.
They
And
take
it's-
their selfie in the bathroom
Yeah.
mirror, and there's shit everywhere. There's just all this makeup and
And the
curling
mirror's
irons
not
and-
clean.
Oh yeah, I know. It doesn't look very appealing.
that
Right, Kimmy?
or a hotel room. And
Oh,
when
yeah,
you
yeah.
take a picture in a hotel room, that's an implication of
Yeah.
that you're probably not really a sugar baby. So that you're probably more on the hooker side
Mhm.
or escort side.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of
That's how I like to do it. I'm just kidding.
the sugar daddies.
we just described Kimmy's profile.
I'm just kidding.
I've never seen your
I've-
profile.
I've
I've seen
No,
yours, but-
hers is actually very good.
I have really good photos and all. The one problem with seeing me on that site is I'm never on the site, and when I go on the site, I'm usually very bored and more likely to fuck with you than want to get some money. So I'm just gonna play around, make up some stories.
You
and
start messaging with
entertain.
Kimmy, you will be entertained and a little shocked, I think, because she doesn't give a fuck. Yeah. That's one of the reasons that we started this podcast many months ago and many weeks ago, was to try to help people with their profiles to attract who they're wanting to attract. And definitely you want to put some photos of you doing things that you love. You want to put some local photos too. So
Yeah.
many of the fake profiles, they're so obvious because
Right.
they're like a woman in China.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
There's a lot of that. And you don't really need that many pictures. You only need about 4 or 5.
Yeah.
You need a full body picture, preferably like in a dress, like you're going to go out to a nice steakhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Face picture
Yeah.
with no filters and no duck face. Remember when the duck lips were big? That was terrible. Yes, exactly.
Well, Kimmy just showed us the duck lips, but our audience couldn't hear it. Is there a sound to that?
Can you do that louder, please?
Yes. No. Okay.
Quack.
But
All right.
so the girls that have the private pictures, I'd say forget that. You're going to end up with picture collectors.
So yeah, I had somebody that wanted to sign up. Matter of fact, it was Vivian, who is now Kimmy's assistant. She signed. She made a profile on Seeking, and I told her, don't even put the private photos on there.
No.
Because it's going to drive you insane. All the guys requesting your private photos and never saying a word to you.
Right. And they're literally picture collectors. And there's 3 of them out there. There's guys that do it for themselves and stockpile them, and you know what they do with them if they're good pictures.
Oh yeah.
And then, if you like that.
We like to encourage that.
I mean, why not? You know what? Everyone has to get off. Even I have to get off.
Yeah.
Kimmy, do you have private photos?
Oh hell yeah.
Lily, you have private
Yeah,
photos?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
And are they
On-
just more headshots?
Oh, on Seeking?
No.
Oh no, I
Mine's
thought you
in-
meant in my phone.
One of mine is a cleavage
know what I meant.
photo. One's a cleavage photo and one's lingerie.
Ooh.
So what do you do when guys just request your privates and don't say anything?
I fucking ignore them.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go,
I
guys.
just don't even respond.
Yeah.
If you can't even say, hey, you're not going to see all this.
So
Stuff.
literally all they got to do is send a one-word hey and then request your privates and you're good?
No, but I mean, come on. Put in a little effort.
Yeah.
Hey, little mama, can I take that thing for a ride?
There's a double standard on that pictures.
What's that?
Oh, the girls do the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
but it literally says in their profile, I'm not going to unlock my pictures if you don't say something or message me or whatever, right? But they have no problem doing that to the men, at least to me.
Yeah, I got it.
They
I took my private photos off because I got it all the time too.
Well, here's my problem with
What's your
these
problem?
men and their private photos. If they have no photos and they message you something and all they have is private photos, well, then I'm going to make them show me their private photos before I'm going to message back because my pictures are up there. They can see what I look like.
Right.
So if they're not willing to let me see what they look like before I start communicating with them, then they're not worth my time.
Yeah, but if they're a legit sugar daddy, they want an engagement. So send like 2 sentences. They have nothing in
Tit
there.
for tat. If you want to see my tits, you better.
You better show me your tats.
Yeah.
Now, Kimmy, you've come across some very high-profile
Men? Sugar daddies?
profiles
Yeah.
who there was a reason that they couldn't reveal their photos because of the position they were in, the money they make.
Yeah,
different
that
things like
happens
that.
sometimes. But a lot of these guys really don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're in a new age. People's pussies are on the internet.
Kimmy's pussy may be on the internet.
It's possible. I'm not gonna, just kidding.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. That's
Just message me at secretsofasugardaddy.com.
Oh, get out of here, Marcus.
I might reply with a picture of her.
Hey, that is fucked up.
You know how many messages I'm about to get?
Oh, you're going to be overwhelmed.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It's pink.
Yeah. Kind of looks like the others.
What?
What? Anyway,
Oh, God.
back to Tyler's story. All right, so we've moved on from sugar baby number 1.
Correct. And then I started looking again, and it was not too bad of a process back then. It was a little different back then. You could easily get into an arrangement in about 12 days back then.
12 days.
Yeah. You could just,
Kimmy and I got into an arrangement in 2 hours.
well, I mean, like getting, yes,
Oh,
that
God.
too. But
Yeah.
more being able to meet, because my problem is my schedule is terrible. And so trying to meet is tough. So that's why I like to find nurses, people in the restaurant industry, bartenders or waitresses, or flight attendants, because
Mhm.
it's just, no, they don't have a regular schedule either.
Mm-hmm.
So this girl was a chef. We hit it off pretty good, which is really funny because I actually was really honest up front. I had that I was married in the profile and everything. And then her profile, she says, I'm not looking for any married men. So she messaged me first. I'm like, why did you message me? You said, I'm not what you're looking for. And she's like, well, you seem cool, so I'll look the other way.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
I'll just
So-
ignore that.
It's like, oh, well, let me just explicitly state that this is not what I'm looking for on my profile
Yeah.
and then just message you regardless. That's just kind of wild to me.
Now,
Yeah.
Tyler, I'm curious. Did you get on the site just looking for someone to enjoy life with and good times, or were you actually thinking something might turn into a relationship and something very long term?
No, the good times, not a serious relationship.
So you weren't
at all.
looking at anything
No,
serious? Okay.
Absolutely not. And thanks to a bad marriage, I'm slightly jaded, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
How bad is your marriage?
It was pretty bad.
Is there cheating?
No.
What?
No.
Okay, let's see. Did she slash your tires?
No.
I did that once to my mom. It was an accident.
Yeah, complete accident.
Let me
As
think.
we stabbed the knife into the tires,
Okay,
it was
you know what?
complete accident.
It was a hormone issue. So that wasn't this Kimmy.
She
That was
wasn't
the
in her
old
right
Kimmy.
mind.
I was out of my mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've lived a lot of life for being 21 years
Temporary
old.
insanity.
Oh, 100%. So, okay,
You
let's see
have
what
no
else.
idea.
Well, let's find out this. How many arrangements would you say you've had over the course of your seeking years?
I think I've had 9 total.
And
Okay.
what was
Just-
the longest one?
A year and a half. I had multiple ones that were a year and a half.
And did you ever start catching feelings for one of them?
Yeah, I did.
I catch feelings right away. Yeah, I've
Did they return? Was it reciprocated?
A little bit.
Okay.
She was probably my favorite, and I'm still fond of her as a person, but unfortunately, she ended up ghosting me.
Mm.
And I tried to reconnect and communicate with her, and she's doing well. She's actually a high-powered attorney now,
Wow.
and works for an
Nice.
international, like, banking attorney.
So is she a sugar mama now?
She could be.
Yeah.
100%.
Have you ever dated a porn star?
I have not. Well, not that I know of.
Yeah.
Because we all have.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I did.
Mine was just coffee, so I'm not concerned.
That wasn't really a date.
I dated him. He was a porn
Dated.
star.
I don't know that's defined as dated.
You know what?
She just wants to be a part of something big, okay?
She's
Yeah.
a
Part
big-
of something
I mean,
larger.
I'm not part of the Mile High Club, so let me have this, please.
Well, neither am I. Apparently, Marcus is the only one who made it up
So
there.
have you guys gone and looked up Bruce Almighty on the porn
I
site?
sure
no.
have. Last night, I had a good time to that.
Yeah. He,
See, me and my...
he swears it's not there. That was our last guest.
Oh, okay.
Bruce Almighty. His
Yeah.
one porno. That was his porn name.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. So the girls were quite
And I
entertained
had
by
a
that
coffee
revelation.
date with him. So
she's like, I dated a porn
star. Thank you.
Okay, that's stretch.
It's going in my memoir, which is
Okay.
called Sexual Favors.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. It should be a coffee table book.
It's gonna be.
Does it come with photos?
Yes, of course it
Oh,
does.
hell yeah. I'll pay anything for that.
I want to kind of dive into some of these articles that you wrote for the Seeking, what was it, sister site?
The sister site called Let's Talk Sugar.
Yeah. Let's talk.
Brandon started that as a
Who the hell is Brandon, man?
Brandon
Well,
Wade.
are you
Owner of
kidding me?
Seeking. The one that kicked Marcus off his site
Yeah.
multiple
Bastards.
times.
Brandon,
No,
we're
just
coming
once.
for you.
Only once. Maybe I deserved it. I don't know.
God damn it, Brandon.
But
Let
I
it back
don't,
on.
I don't think I deserved it.
He was trying to make sugaring go mainstream
Right?
because, as a businessman, the business model of the original Seeking arrangement doesn't work because the sugar daddies were the only ones paying. Sugar babies didn't have to pay any money at all. And once we got a sugar baby, we let our accounts lapse, right? And we didn't keep paying.
Yeah.
So that model doesn't work. And really, sugaring, it's only really in the U.S. Outside the world, it's out there, but it's not like it is here. So he started the Let's Talk Sugar, and he hired a really great woman from UNLV who was a journalist major to start running this part. Her name is Brooke. There's videos out there she made on sugaring. They're on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And you can look at the website's kind of an archive, Let's Talk Sugar. They would write blogs on Seeking, and then there was a comment section below. And I was pretty prominent in there, and I was known by the name ATLSD or the ATLSD on there. And that's when I started helping people with rewrite their profiles and find people. And I've actually met a lot of those sugar babies throughout the country because I travel a lot. He started Let's Talk Sugar and had a comment section, and he originally didn't want any sugar daddies in there at all, which I thought was kind of dumb, especially if you get someone who's really upfront and honest like myself and a couple other ones like you, and we can actually help people. So then one day I got an email, and they're like, hey, we'd like some sugar daddies to write blogs. Are you interested? Now, the sugar babies get paid, and they offered me a 3-month free membership or a diamond membership for 1 month. They didn't pay us, but I didn't need the money, so it didn't matter. But I agreed to that.
Yeah.
And I started writing blogs. They're still there. It's kind of hard to find, but if you go to Let's Talk Sugar, most of them are in money and advice.
Yeah.
My name on there is SouthernSD.
Okay.
And that was my name in the comment and the little chats below the blogs. I use that same name. Yeah, it went well, and I'd get a lot of questions and helped a lot of people, and it just kind of took off from there.
Mm-hmm.
And I also they had these pop-ups around the country where they would go to different cities and then have a little mini session, like 2 hours. They'd have some wine and stuff, and then they would
Kind of like a sugar daddy baby mixer.
Yeah, well, no, there was just for sugar babies.
Oh, just for sugar
They
babies?
did do that too, but this was different. This was a learning thing,
Okay.
and they would not reveal the location because they didn't want it to be overflowed. You had to make a reservation, and then 2 hours before it started, they would send you a text to tell you where it was at.
Mm-hmm.
And so they invited me to some of these to speak.
Oh.
So I did go to one because the other ones I was too busy, but yeah, that went over well. That was pretty good.
They don't do those anymore, though, do they?
No.
Nah.
They should, though. It was
Yeah.
pretty popular. Maybe you
Right.
could start that.
Well, yeah, in my spare time.
Okay, let me ask you this. You said you're really, really good at vetting these women before you do a meet and greet. Did you ever have a meet and greet go sideways, just unexpectedly?
Not really. I had met a 19-year-old I had no intention of going anywhere with that, but she was really entertaining and talking on Seeking.
Mm-hmm.
So I agreed to meet her. She showed up. She was very exotic looking. She was a mix of something. She was looking for someone to basically keep her. She wanted to get out of her parents' house. She wanted someone to buy her apartment, pay all her expenses, plus her allowance and everything.
And you weren't down for that?
I wasn't down for that. Plus, she was too young. I didn't want to do it, but I just agreed to meet her just to see what it was about.
So would you say you have a physical type that you tend to steer towards when you're looking through profiles?
I did in the beginning. I don't anymore. I like the whole range. You know, it's interesting. I had never dated a blonde almost my entire life.
How about a dirty blonde?
How about
How about a
a
busty brunette?
Yes.
Jinx. It's called the callback joke.
anyway? Back to Tyler. So you've got some notes there. Is there anything particular that you wanted to touch on? I don't want to miss anything.
Yeah, let's talk about the Big Five real quick.
Okay.
Because I've heard you ask other people like how it is around the country.
Yeah.
So the Big Five are New York, Chicago, L.A., Miami, and the DMV area, which is Washington, D.C., D.C., Maryland, Virginia area. But that's all the politicians.
Now these are the big five. What?
That is great for sugaring.
Really?
And you can get, on average, the sugar baby can do much better in those markets than anywhere else.
Well, I know Amy was in D.C. for a while, and she would talk about that.
Yeah, D.C. is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, one of the most successful sugar babies I ever met that I got to know through those chat groups, she's actually older than me. So she's probably 60 now, and she has had unbelievable arrangements,
Mm-hmm.
like off the charts.
Okay, Lily, let's book it.
And she started in her late 40s.
We're going
up
to the
through-
Capitol.
We're going to D.C.
You know what?
I'm going to sit on that Mr. President's lap.
We're due for a trip.
Well,
I'm
I
going
know,
to change Mr. President's diapers. Okay?
well, I know I've
For an
met
extra buck.
I met someone at a meet and greet, and she was gorgeous, great personality. I was quite interested, but she had just got here from New York or DC area, and so we started talking about the allowance and the financial part, and she's just like, wow, this area doesn't even compare to where I came from.
Right.
And the numbers we were talking about were quite high, actually, I thought.
We get a lot of New York and California girls in Atlanta for some reason. And of course, they're expecting a lot, especially the LA girls.
Mm-hmm.
When you get out rural Georgia, just, second tier suburb, you're not going to get a lot out there. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, when you get out any other city, it's like a different dynamic altogether. I mean, there's definitely the high end people there in all the cities, but in general, I have found it's lower.
Okay.
So,
All right. What else? What else
so
you
what we
got on
talked
there?
about last night, you want to talk about that?
What was
Oh,
that?
you got rinsed?
Oh, he had some terminology that I hadn't used. I got rinsed, apparently.
So did the plastic surgeon. Remember, he said he paid someone
So did-
$4,000 up front,
So did
Yeah.
Kimmy's masseuse.
and
Got rinsed.
Wait a fucking minute.
No, that's a different rinse.
He got sprayed. I'm just kidding.
He got showered.
Yeah, we both showered.
So what's the
Disgusting.
definition of being rinsed?
So when you get taken advantage of, so the girl that you took shopping and then she disappeared, you got rinsed. The girls are called rinsers. It's a term that's been around for a long time that we used in all the chat rooms, and unfortunately, there's a lot of them out there. They just try to get stuff, and they could rinse you for a couple months, and they'll never get into the bedroom.
Yeah.
And then guys are kind of dumb, and they finally figure it out.
Men.
Men are so
we think with the
stupid.
wrong head, right?
Yeah,
scammers.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're scammy, but they're called rinsers in this world.
Oh, rinsers.
Yes.
Okay, Lily, we also got to get into that.
No.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
not a good look.
No.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Washers.
So the other thing too is you guys have talked about younger sugar daddies.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So really, anything under 40 is not a sugar daddy. That's a generous boyfriend.
Oh.
40 and older is sugar daddy.
So
And that's subjective, but it's you can't call a 35-year-old guy dating 28-year-old women.
Can I look this up in the Urban Dictionary?
It might be in there.
I'm
Well,
sure it will be.
I know Lily there for a while. She was getting messages from men in their 20s.
I have one that's
Yeah.
been after me to meet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks to the porn sites, the MILFs and the GILFs are hot, right?
the gills.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, Lily doesn't need no porn site.
No.
Nope.
I had a friend of mine ask if she was single.
Ask if Lily
and
was single.
And he was 30. Not on the side or anything.
Lily's pretty. If Lily told me that she was 40, I would have no reason not to believe her.
Yeah.
Or even 35. That might be a
All
stretch.
these words of affirmation,
for-
I just eating it up.
She's hot as
Num
fuck.
num 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 num.
No, actually, there's a reason she gets a lot
God.
of attraction.
That
out of it.
reminded me of somebody who was fucking feeding me
intentionally. So,
Oh God, yum 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 yum.
So Kimmy had a billionaire. No, he's not a billionaire, but he makes
Who knows? He's pretty
makes
close.
hundreds of millions of dollars. Like literally feed her like a little baby,
Wow.
That's
like
why
a little
I said I
little
want.
toddler.
That's why
Right.
I asked him, "Are you a pedophile?" And he's like, "No. This is what he told me. He said, I have about 128 cameras around my house, and I have them not because of intruders, but because I like to watch animals. And when the animals come by, I sneak up on them and I cuddle them." Which I don't know if he's actually cuddling them, but he was really serious. I tried to say it. And
Jeffrey
then he said
Dahmer
when he
started
feeds
out
them-
like that.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, wait, he actually
Cuddling
did.
animals.
Oh, God. Well, anyways, so then he would feed them and he goes, yum, 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 to get them to, eat the food. And he said it worked. So it just kind of carried
now
over
he
to his
does that
sugar
to,
baby
to
life.
the girls.
Yeah.
Yum, 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 yum.
There's some
There
weird
you go.
dudes out there.
Yeah.
The more
Tell
money
us
the
about
Yeah,
more,
these girls have met him.
Oh, yeah.
more money they make, the more their net worth is, the weirder they are.
The
You know-
weirder
Yeah.
they are, the more entitled they are, the
Yeah.
more arrogant they are, and the less charismatic they are. Ooh, I think I just went off.
It seems to be a pattern, doesn't it, that you guys are finding?
Mm-hmm.
But some of them are really fucking good at sex, especially the ones that are super smart, like autistically smart. Well, I don't know about yours, but. Oh, sorry. I guess I was supposed to say that.
Lily almost fell out of her chair.
Oops. But
It's a good thing I didn't take a drink because I would have spit it all over the microphone.
But yeah, so this guy, he's super smart, like statistically smart. My masseuse, that's what we call him, but he's actually the super rich guy. And yeah, he was
Animal
wonderful
cuddler.
at sex. I was saying that the fingers, they wandered in, and I immediately started to
Gush.
gush. Ew, that's a gross word. But yeah, that's what happened over and over. I was like, how the fuck did you just do that?
So Kimmy got on my waterfall at my pool yesterday and was recreating, right?
Yeah, I said Marcus.
She got on top there, spread her legs, and she was recreating the motion or the ocean or something.
That sounds
was
like a
quite a
video you
lovely
could put
photo.
on your OnlyFans.
Yeah.
It wasn't that
Don't
sexual.
go chasing waterfalls. Or do.
Or do. Honestly, yes, do it.
All right.
See,
So-
I'm not part of that club either. Let me have the porn star dating thing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You wanna
Fine,
join
we'll
that
let
club?
you in that club.
I'm
Yeah.
not part of the squirting club, and I'm not part of the Mile High Club.
Hey, I got a guy who can change that for you.
Well, I've heard membership has its privileges, so sign me up.
All right, Tyler, anything else on there that we hadn't touched on yet?
Yeah, there's a great quote because you guys have talked about this a lot about the difference between sugar babies and like hookers or escorts.
Okay.
And this quote is contributed to Charlie Sheen, and it kind of sums the whole thing up.
Oh, good. Love me some Charlie Sheen. I can't wait.
He's quoted as saying, and this might be in the Urban Dictionary, I don't know. He goes, "I pay hookers to leave, I pay sugar babies to stay."
Hmm. Interesting.
So hopefully that resonates with some of you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Charlie.
Yeah, so you can
Oh,
all take that
Charles.
home. Yeah.
I wonder if he has a septum. Probably not.
Doubt it, but man, I wish we could get him as a guest on our podcast.
Is he a pedophile?
I don't know, but
He would
he's-
certainly be entertaining, that's for sure.
He's, he's fun. He's
You-
a fun one.
Would you bang him?
I absolutely would.
Well, you know he has AIDS, right?
Oh, God.
What?
I absolutely wouldn't.
Yeah, he's got it.
Yeah,
He has the AIDS?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he came out publicly.
Oh, I guess I'm not as big a fan as I thought I was.
I mean, he's partied quite a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, Charlie. No, thank you.
Sorry, Charlie.
Thanks, but no thanks. But you could still be on our podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I'll think about banging.
So, what's some words of advice you have, Tyler, for men who are in this lifestyle that aren't finding success, or people that want to explore this lifestyle?
Well, first you got to understand what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I've recommended to listen to a few podcasts
Yeah.
to understand the girls that are younger and where they're coming from. One of my favorite is called Sophia with an F.
Yeah.
If you ever heard of that.
Yeah, she was one of the original cast members of Call Her Daddy. Yeah.
Yep. So she's, and the original 100 or so Call Her Daddies is good
Mm-hmm.
before they split up.
Yeah.
I don't like it so much now. It's just kind of an interview show.
Mm-hmm.
But it gives you a good idea of what, late 20s and early 30-year-old girls are kind of thinking. And there's another one called Almost Adulting. with Violet Benson. She's a little more on the mental health side and stuff, but she talks about, she's actually had episodes with sugar babies on where they call in. And she's like 28 or 30, I think. I don't know. But if you kind of listen to them, it gives you an idea of what you're dealing with and the maturity level too, because you got to deal with that. Just and read a lot of profiles.
Yeah.
I'm a little excessive with it, but you learn a lot just going through them and reading their narratives.
Mm-hmm. Kimmy, you had something to say?
I was going to say, I always wonder what people think and getting to know the early 20-year-olds when they listen to me. I would say I'm not a good example. No,
you're not.
I'm here just strictly for entertainment purposes.
Yes, you are.
There's exceptions to every rule, right? And you're the exception.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Well, you grow up on the streets of Detroit, and
Yeah, I was a
Things
hooker
happen to ya.
back in Detroit and Michigan when I was about 13 years old. And
Okay. Well, some advice I would like to impart that I've continued to do throughout this whole podcast for men is to become a 3% man through your actions and the way you treat women. I know he's not a big fan of the sugar baby lifestyle because he's more of a fan of getting the girl of your dreams, which I still think those girls are that you can do that through seeking or through a sugar baby lifestyle. But 3% Man by Corey Wayne is a very good. I have it on Audible and I listen to it all the time. It just teaches you a lot about the way women think, the way men think, and how not to fuck up like the 97% of the men are doing out there. And these girls certainly see the way these men are fucking up and just losing their shot and just not acting right.
And that's why guys like us do well, because we get it and we know how to deal with the women, because those guys are dumb, the other ones, and the young guys just don't have a clue how to treat women.
But the resources are there. So
They
that's
are.
my point. The resources are there. YouTube is an amazing resource. You can go type in anything about, just type in alpha male. An alpha male is not a bad thing, but you can't be a douchebag alpha male.
Right.
But if you want to, attract the kind of women that you want, there's all kinds of instructional videos and coming from both men and women. There's plenty of psychotherapists and relationship coaches out there who are women who tell you how to be that alpha male, somebody that is just these women are drawn to. You don't have to be the most extreme alpha male. There's center points, but women for the most part don't want some wimpy beta guy that can't make up his mind or some guy that just is overwhelming, stalking her, controlling her, needy.
Right.
You just can't act that way.
100%. Yep.
So
Always got to be a gentleman.
right. Yep. Okay. Lily, any parting thoughts? You got a lot going on in your head over there.
I probably better just keep it to myself.
But we like when you share.
No, I was just going to say, learn how to give genuine words of affirmation. I think that's important.
Yeah, Lily's kind of dealing with a situation now where, like, she'll buy some new clothes or something that she's happy about, and she'll say, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And,
Yeah.
what did he say? He's like,
Okay, so we'll just talk about 3 strikes, and then I lost my shit yesterday. Do we have time?
yeah.
Okay, so we have dinner reservations, so I'm excited about that. Dinner reservations aren't till 6:45, so I'm not too worried about it. I needed to get my nails taken off. My fingers needed a break from acrylics. So I go get my nails done. I make it to my sugar daddy in denial's house by 6 o'clock. And he goes, "Well, you're sure cutting it close. The restaurant is 10 minutes away. I am ready. I feel like I could powder my nose and we could go. You're in a robe. You're the one who's not ready.
Mm-hmm.
You're the one cutting it close." I just make a joke of it. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be sensitive. I'm going to blow it off that I wasn't greeted with a hug or a kiss or a hello, beautiful. It was like, "You're sure cutting it close." I blow that one off. So then I'm like, "Guess what? You did a really nice thing today. You bought me a jacket with my Amex card at Burlington Coat Factory. I got it on sale. It's really cute. Let me put it on and show you." I put it on. I'm like, "What do you think?"
oh God,
Can
Wrong
you believe
answer.
that? I mean,
That's not even a fucking word.
it could be, baby puke green, and if she likes it and she's proud of it, you say, "Oh, that looks fantastic, honey," or you say something to that
loved it.
effect.
I was so appreciative.
Was it ugly?
It's adorable.
I gotta see it.
And it looks so cute with my boots.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm going to blow that one off too. Whatever. To each his own. He doesn't like my jacket. Oh, well. You paid for it anyway. We get to the restaurant. We each have a glass of wine. He indicates to the server that we'd like a refill, and they bring him in the little decanter, and you pour your own in your glass. And he goes, "You want me to pour that in your glass for you?" I'm like, "No, I'm not ready yet." So then when I was ready, I grabbed it. I go to pour it, and he goes, "You have a tendency to spill things. Be careful."
Real charmer.
Oh, when the fuck did I spill something? He's like, "Several nights ago, you spilled something." I'm like, "Oh, when I was putting water in the vase for the flowers, and I was using a cup and some spilled on the floor, and it was water. It wasn't wine. I've never spilled a glass of wine since I've known you." He's like, "Well, yeah, but I just thought you should be careful." That's when I lost my shit. I said,
Okay.
"You know what? Can you tell me 2 nice things? Can you tell me one thing that I do right? Because you've already told me 3 things I suck at."
All right, so I want to make a point here. How long have you known this guy?
Less than 3 months.
Less than 3 months. So here's the issue. I find so many people jumping into relationships so quickly, and they think that they're, infatuated with this person, in love with this person. You do not know somebody. It takes a while. And Lily's kind of starting to figure this out. And I mean, she knew there was already issues, but it's just they start grinding. They start getting a little bit worse. I see too many men on the site wanting to jump into relationships with these girls. With Kimmy gets pressured all the time. Lily gets pressured all the time. Vivian gets pressured to jump into these relationships.
Move in.
Yeah, and they've known each other, a few weeks.
Yeah.
And they're already talking about moving in together.
Well,
I just think that's a huge mistake.
I had a rock on my hand in 10 days.
Yeah.
I know.
This guy's a mover and a shaker.
Yeah.
He just dove right in.
Yeah. So
And
Tyler,
it's hard to say no.
What's your thoughts on how quickly men are moving?
Yeah, it's there, and the sugar babies I'm friend with that I communicate with, they tell me that a lot. In fact, one right before COVID, she had this guy was really bothering her because he liked her shape of her body or how she looked,
Mhm.
Her voluptuousness.
and he was going to pay her an inordinate amount to impregnate her
Oh,
and have his kids.
dear God.
Wow.
Not get married, but live together
Yeah.
and have his kids. And of course, it was a crazy amount.
Yeah.
A month.
Well, it would have to be, I think.
Yeah. She said no. But she's like, it's almost tempting. I'm like, you don't want to go.
Was it $2.5 million?
It was up there. It was probably not quite that much. It was up there.
All right. Well, we have come to the end of the show. We really appreciate Tyler. You flew in especially to be on the show.
I did.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Really appreciate you coming here in person. It's always better. I mean, we can do it through Zoom or through a phone call, but it's always better in person.
It is. And I wanted to meet the people of the soap opera. So
What do you think?
And the saga continues.
I hope they didn't disappoint.
you absolutely did not disappoint.
Until next week.
The women did not disappoint. Kimmy's out there on social media. I think most people know that. So I knew what she looked like.
Yeah.
But Lily, yeah, absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
So
Why,
it's
thank you.
Mm-hmm.
it's fun actually meeting someone. And it's totally different when you meet them in real life versus a Zoom call or whatever.
Right. Well, if you're a sugar daddy or even a sugar baby and you want to be on the show, go to our website at secretsofasugardaddy.com and leave me a message and we'll get back to you. Matter of fact, I just had one come in. I showed Lily today. She's coming in town next week, so we're going to try to maybe schedule a show with her. But yeah, we always love it. We can do it through, like I said, through Zoom or whatever, but it's always fun in person. And then we'd love a follow on Instagram. We put funny videos and then also clips of our shows on there and help us spread the word of that. And then, go to our website too. And at the bottom, we have some links down there. 3% Man is one link down there. And then one of my favorite sexual programs, which is very high class and it's done well, is called OMG Yes. And it teaches men how to pleasure a woman properly. Some different techniques.
Or you could just take lessons from Num 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 guy.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, God.
And on that, Lily, thank you for coming. Tyler
My pleasure.
and Kimmy. We'll talk to you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to connect or even be on the show, we'd love to hear from you at secretsofasugardaddy.com.